So here we have different solutions. Like if you want a business data, like only the business data, you can use the data for marketing. So for banking, your finance. For utilities, you need the service. For if you want to buy any software, then you know the Concur. So different, likely we have different product services. So this is the older architecture. Now it's get changed. But yeah, we need to have the knowledge of old architecture as well. Like these are the applications, industry, and technology components. And yeah, these are the what exactly industries we are having. Because oil and gas use different kind of restriction, like from security service. It use a different kind of restrictions for oil and gas. Like if for HR, if it comes to HR, then yeah, obviously complete authorization of the security, finance security to get to. So as a basis and security consultant, we need basic knowledge of each model. It is not like if you have MM consultant, if you have the knowledge of MM, that also sufficient. But as your basis and security, I'm not considering basis as security as different because previously it was same. Now it has changed and now the basis and security are separate modules. But previously it was same. Means it was the only single module who used to perform the basis and security related. But yeah, we cannot merge basis with security because it's not its own thing. We have auditing and all this. One basis person cannot handle it. Like developer cannot be a good tester. So it's like that. These are the components of SAP. So then a licensing module. So as per what exactly you're using, you need to pay for that. So package license, the functionality that will be used determine the required package license. So what is it like our data packages? So as per your our use we select. So what exactly whether we are going need data of 2 GB per day. So we select the package as per that. So we do our mobile. So it's SAP is the same. What exactly you are required or it's a prepaid and if you see I think it's a postpaid. So how you are using as per that you need to pay. So like for that SAP also provides that kind of licensing to you. Then what is next is different layer of architecture. So what we in SAP right now we are on multi-tier architecture, multi-tier lines architecture. We when SAP has started in 90s, so they were using R1 like one tier. What is one tier? So in our data SAP we have different layers. So one is database layer where our actual data lies. Then application, then presentation layer. So application layer means is the from where the data processing is happening and presentation. So how you are going to see the data. So presentation layer provides graphical screen to user. User enter data on the screen and it will get the output. And in application layer, actual processing gets started. Like work processes communicate with each other. Then data handling will happen, read write happen and in database, actual database too. So in initial phases, it was R1 means all the presentation, application, and database is in same system. Like it's like one computer. You have installed one software for your in your computer. So that is R1 because you are only going to use that. Your laptop will be the application, and in your laptop only data is going to save. It's not on cloud or no other cannot share that. Means you cannot share that same software with your friend. So you are the only owner. So it's R1. It's only for that particular system. Then R2. In R2, your application and database on same host and presentation is different. So you have two layer here, type here. Presentation and application and database. So it's a combined. So what is we have the example you can consider internet cafe. In that one person manage your some what exactly you're doing and how much time you're sitting there, and it's a connection over there. So from one central system, different 25 to 30 computers, so it's connected. So it's a two tier. And what's three tier? So in three tier you have database separate, your application separate, your presentation separate. So our R3 system is ERP. Our database hosted on different hosts, application is on different, and in a different way you can use it. So here the user base is more. We can use it for thousands of users because it don't have dependency. Like you need to be on the same computer, your data should be there. No, you can use it worldwide. So it's an art. Now we are using as a multi-layer means now one layer has added like you can use your data on web like you can use query, you can use different, like basically your application in your mobile. So it's another thing, means another layer as added. And now we also have the cloud application. So it's multi-layer. You can add. In application also here, in multi-layer we have two application. In application we have two layers. One is front end, another is the back end. So like front end SAP system, back end SAP system. So it's we have increased the layer of security there. Here it's less secure. If someone has done something with your computer, you will never access your data. If someone has formatted your system,
Yeah.
your data will gone.
Got
So it's for providing more security, for getting the application used for more users. We have different kind of layers. So right now we are using R3 and multi-tab. So R3 because still we are having our ECC system, and S4 is an multi-tab architecture. So here a different how data gets flow in SAP. So here we have like you are using SAP from your desktop. Even if you have sent one request, so from SAP GUI, it will get go to the dispatcher. From GUI, it go to dispatcher. We have multiple persons are using. So directly with the work process is not get the same. So whenever we go somewhere like a temple, we need to be in queue. Then only we get chance to see the work. So likewise, first it's request gets generated, then it gets dispatcher queue. Then dispatcher will send. So from where you will get like if you need any right thing in your database, it will go to that work process. If you need any background process, like if you want to schedule the job in background, then it will directly go to background work process. You need to schedule that. If you need any dialogue instance, need data on your screen, it will then the dialogue word process will get assigned to your output. So dispatcher will decide what exactly work process needs for your task. Then dispatcher, then it comes to gateway. So to see the what exactly enable your communication between system and external system. Then post gateways attack work processes. So actual data things will happen here. Then your if you need any memory thing like if you are storing anything, obviously when you are processing you need memory because the runtime somewhere data should be present. So it's runtime memory. So you have here you have memory pipes. So here also comes the ICM, Internet Communication Manager, to ensure the communication between SAP and network application and outside world. So it's we also need ICM. So it's basic related to most basics because they need how many for installing any system. So we need to do the sizing. So in sizing, we decide how many users are going to use. As per that, they decide the database memory, then RAM, and how many work processes are going to do. If only 5 to 10 users are needed, then why we need a database of 2 GB? It's not needed. Okay. If there is no meaning of wasting money for 5 to 6 users, you can data can be handled with less database also. And you need less work processes because only you have 5 users, not one. So likewise, we need to do the sizing. Sizing we decide the database size, the work processes and all. So it's this is the sequence. Like here we can here I have mentioned the theoretical part how the data is flow. Same way when the request goes back again, it will go to the dispatcher and dispatcher will send the data to your SAP SAP there means to your laptop. Do you have any questions here?
No, not yet. Clear.
So here we have different kind of work processes which actually do the working means who read write the data in SAP. So first is dialogue instance, dialogue work process. It's responsible for dialogue processing. Then update like for read write we need to provide the means update work process will be do the rewrite updating the database. And here we have two update processes. One is normal, second update is unless if you have lesser critical data, sorry, less time critical update, it's in update two, because if you have only one update work process, then it will get overcrowded. So we keep two. Another is background processing. If you have much, you need thousands of data. And if you sit in dialog process, means if you sit, it will, obviously system will get crashed, because you need so much more, which system cannot handle in one go.
Yeah.
So for that, we need to schedule it as a background. Then once the background job completed, you can see that data. For proceeding scheduling that background, you need the background work process. The another is tool if you want to do any print related thing. So this request is handled by school work process. If you have any queue, responsible, like if you are seeing any, if you are writing any table, at the same time, if another user is trying to write the same table, there is a, like there is a chance that someone's data get lost. So that's why we have NQ to log. If someone is like in HC01, if I have in change mode of user, another user cannot be log in and go to the change mode, because I am already in the change mode. So at time only one can do go to the change mode of a user. So that is entry, get locked. If someone is
Okay.
writing on something, it get locked.
Yeah.
So in landscape, we have here development, quality, and production. So in development, we do all the development, like we create a program, we write a program, then we do the unit testing in development, then we move to quality. So quality, it's the same environment like production. So most of company prefer to keep same environment as production, so that the testing will get faster and with the accurate data. If you have proper backups in the quality system, then your testing will be appropriate. Like if you have 10 programs here and only two program in quality, whenever you run any new thing, the data will not be accurate, because in production it's a different. So how production is going to, you are going to see the data in production, how your program is going to behave in production. For that, we need to do the testing properly. If you have sent something directly in production, if it not work properly, your system will get crashed. Your data, system cannot handle your data. There is a chance that data misuse or means data get moved unwanted, unaware things. So we need to test everything properly, so that our data will be in secure mode. So here we have different. Some company also has here another. Some client uses pre-production as well. So they want more security. They want more testing. So they have also another one in system called pre-production, where they do it's a copy of production. And they do the testing over there as well. So it's up to you, means how many landscape you want to keep. You can keep one sandbox, then development. In development also you can have sandbox, then customizing and test. You can keep the different client or different systems. You aware about the client concept, right?
Yeah.
So mostly in dev quality production, we keep the same client, so that like if it's 100, dev 100, then quality should be QS 100 and production 100, so that our data get moved properly. Means it's up to us how we are deciding the workflow of our landscape. Then what is security? Now it's our part. So why we need security in SAP? So here I have given one example, like who can approve purchase requisite, can update vendor bank and SC0 modification. So same user cannot do each and every task. Like if I have access to update bank details, I should not have access to vendor payroll. So likewise, we have some set of rules which we need to follow. So here we have different legal requirements, like we need to follow SOX, HIPAA, SOD, and excessive access control. So there are different control as per country also it will change. We follow
Okay.
the SOX, SOD matrix, is segregation of duty. If
Duties.
you
Yeah.
have access of creating user, so in my previous organization, our client used to like, if you have access to create the user, you should not have access to create the role.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it depends,
Mm-hmm.
how your organization is. As per that, the controls get changed.
Mm-hmm.
In that way, there is one thing like if I'm a user, I cannot change the password of my own user
Oh, yeah.
from
Yeah.
AC0. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So yes, I was the user admin, but they will not allow me to change the password of my own user.
Yes. We need to
Yeah,
ask some.
different kind of things like you cannot change password of your group as well, your team as well. So it's
Mm-hmm.
depends upon the organization how they want to keep their system secure. So that's why we have security in picture to keep SAP system secured from any threat, from any external data losses.
Okay.
External
Just
in,
one query on previous slide. Like, what are this code ME54 and XK02?
yeah, these are the transaction code. Like
Okay.
if you want to run any purchase requisition,
Mm-hmm.
how can you directly? We cannot run the report directly. It's every
Okay.
time we cannot go to SC38 and run report. So for
Okay.
that, they have provided one T code, transaction code. So this is a representative of purchase requisition. So
Okay.
it's a vendor master, XP02. If you want to update anything in vendor master, you need to use the transaction XP0. Same like if
Mm-hmm.
you want to create a new user, it's
This
SU01.
is 01.
So
Okay.
we have different transactions. So
Mm-hmm.
now we are directly using the Fury apps as well. So you need to be aware of both the transaction code and the name code.
Thank
And now we have another like Fury ID. So it's different. More flavors is getting added to SAP. So importance management, like what is user management, or important things in user management.
you.
Let me log in the system so that we can check in parallel. Have you tested your recipe login?
No, not yet. Today, I'll definitely check.
I don't want to waste time in some theoretical stuff.
No problem, but I think this is the basic information which everyone should be aware of.
This is in our system, right? Are you able to see SPGO?
Yes.
Where we have this system. So this is our SAP system. So now I will go to SC0 in transition. The same time I will show you. Here it's new thing like previously we don't have so much options. So now we have so many things. The view had changed with
Mhm.
S4. So here, then I will show you how to change that view as well. From SAP viewer, if you go to options now,
Mhm.
here you can see the celebrity. So right now it's here basic. Previously where what we are using it's you can use the classic theme signature as per like it's these are the old one and this is a new one. So
Okay.
you may see if you have used old, older scheme, then you can see the difference. So with new, there are so many options are available with written names. Okay. So previously, the more it was at the top of the page, the more
Yeah.
options were available. Now it's here only. So
Mhm.
for creating any user, doing an administration with the user, you need to use the transaction called SU01.
Yes.
It's a base transaction for user administration. So here you have a different thing like create, change, display, delete, copy, lock. And here what is change password. Okay. Basically, we create user, we modify, we see user, we delete, we copy user from one another, and we lock it or we do the password reset. So we will create one test user. First one. So here I'm clicking on create. So once we click on create, we can see different features. Like we have different tabs. Address, logon, SCN, default, parameter role, profile, group, personalization, licensing data.
Mhm.
So here, two things are mandatory for creating user. One is last name, uh, password. User type it get
Yes.
default, but means directly it's a dialog, but you need
Mhm.
to set the user type before creating any user. So we need to give the last name of the user whenever we are creating it. You can add more things from here. It's like as per
Mhm.
your organization, if you need a middle name or any other things, like
Mhm.
address related things are also, you can manage things from here. So title, you can give from here, the last name, academic details, language,
Mhm.
for which language is user is going to use. So it's better to mention. So while the administration, it will help you. Like if you have a French
Okay.
user, manage the French. From
Mhm.
if you someone asks you to provide the data, these things will help. And if you want to have a call with user, but
Mhm.
sometimes with the name we cannot identify that whether it's European or German, like
Okay.
German
Yeah.
or French. So
Yeah.
if you see the language, so then you can keep one translator with you if they are not comfortable with it.
Yeah.
It will help you. Then the function area, right? It is a finance, it's from which team it is and the
Mhm.
department. So keep habit of entering these things. It will help in data check and data extraction.
Mhm.
Like these are the common things which we need, like how you identify from
Mhm.
which team it is. If you like, if it is a security, mention security, and if you are external like department, you can mention like if you from which organization. So that whenever you are extracting, if you want to extract data of your own team, so you can directly keep filter on your function and department, then you directly get the data of your exact or whichever team you want. Then here we means room detail. So most of companies prefer to provide the detail thing for HR. Like for HR, we need to mention each and everything. But it
Mhm.
get mentioned. You can add, HR team can add it to different transaction. But it's better to have the data consistent throughout the system.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes user asks to change the telephone number as well in ICT. So
Mhm.
how you are efficiently are using your SAP system, as per that, what exactly data you need, it's get changed. If you are
Yeah.
completely rely on S4 only for sorry, SAP system, not any other, and you need to
Mhm.
be very accurate with the data, whatever you are
Mhm.
providing here. Then it's email address. For email address, we use the remote function, email or one more thing, remote mail. Okay. So you
Mhm.
can use a remote mail. Like if you want to send mail to any user, and if you
Mhm.
haven't mentioned the method properly, the mail will not get sent. If you
Okay.
maintain as a printer, and if you
Mhm.
have given the your mail ID, your email will not get triggered to you. You need to be particular. Like we have
Mhm.
another setting as well for that, but yeah. So
Mhm.
it also gets saved. If you set remote mail, yeah, you can send it from browser or to get a user can
Mhm.
access that. So maintain the method as well. then the company. So within one organization, we may have different. So we need to provide the company address as well. If we have not, like if any system copy happens, and if user company address is not available, you cannot, the complete address detail tab get disappear. You can never access this thing. So company
Okay.
thing is very much important while the user system copy and all.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's logon. In logon, we maintain the user type, then password, user group, then validity period from which validity we are going to use that user. It is only for
Mm-hmm.
5 days mentioned. It's from mentioned the validity here. And other is account number and cost center. So for finance, we need to maintain the cost center. Some companies has check over here as well. So if it is as per organization, all the data which are going to feed it get changed. So here from here also we can provide the cost center. Whatever the field which you're having here, na, you will have filter of that field in SQL. Whenever you
Mm-hmm.
extract data, you can see the filter.
Okay.
Then
So
SCCM.
in logon data, there is nothing which is mandatory.
It's mandatory, no, password.
Your password,
Password
yes,
and
except
user
password.
type. Yeah.
Okay, user type and password. Okay.
It's better to provide everything in logon details, user group
Yeah.
validity, for
Yeah.
filtration purpose it will get into. So here you
Mm.
have two options: disable password,
Mm.
generate password, or maintain it by your own.
Okay. Yeah.
If you have habit to keep only one password, like welcome 123,
Mm.
if you have created 100 users for any
Mm.
go live, then they may aware that you have habit to keep on welcome at the rate 23 password. Then they can
Mm.
log in with anyone. They can take ID of their colleagues and enter the password,
Mm.
because they know that you have a habit to keep initial password as a welcome. So don't
Mm.
put that habit. It's better to generate password so that no one can log in with any other user ID.
Yes.
So mostly it happens. You put same password whenever you are creating user, and
Mm.
once the time passes, if you have worked for same client for 5 to 6 years, then they are aware that yeah, she put or he or she put the same this password as the initial password. If you haven't communicated, they itself says try and log in, because they
Mm.
may aware like yeah, this will be the password. User ID obviously they know. They just enter
Yeah.
user ID and password and they can
Mm.
access. So it's better to keep generate password whenever you want. Means whenever
Yeah.
you are creating and setting the password.
Mm.
Then we have SCN. It's used for your SSO, single sign-on. So here you need to mention that ID for single sign-on. So it will help you for the single sign-on. If you
Mm.
don't have single sign-on, then no need to use that SCN. You can ignore that. And then it's default. From here, you can set the start menu of SAP or log on language. So whenever we log on to SAP, it asks us for language as well. So for login to
Mm.
SAP, we need to provide the client, username, password, and language. To
Yes.
default language. If you have not provided default, then yeah, user need to type that. So
Mm.
for that, provide the default. So default language. So if it is in a German, it's T, for English, it's CM. Then
Mm.
decimal notation for their time and all we need, in which area they are. Then
Mm.
time format. If it is if they are in German and if they keep the time zone as Indian, then obviously they will see the difference. So it's normally we set it in the means basis set it like what will be the default time zone. So as per that
Okay.
it gets set. If it is not, if a user want any different thing like decimal notation is something, and if user want any different thing like if they don't want DDMM by that, you can
Mm.
change it. User can also change this data itself, like for this date format. From SU01D, we can user can choose, but yeah,
Mhm.
we also can set it which date format you want. Then
Okay.
time format 24 or 12 hours. So here from here we can set it. Then output school. So in school we have school request as well. So from you should have one printer where your print whenever you type want any print, so which
Mhm.
printer it goes. So from here it will get checked. So what is the default printer where like if you have one code like ODC, so
Mhm.
we select the printer name over there. Okay,
Okay.
so I want to print on this printer. So you can provide it as a local LOCL, or you can
Mhm.
mention the particular printer name.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's print now. What exactly option they want? Delete after output. So delete the complete print school after output. If you don't
Mhm.
select that now, it will be there. So anyone else can check the school and do the printing. So it's better to delete after once we get print, then it's better to delete it and select these
Okay.
options. Then time zone, which time zone you want. So it's basically time zone related entities and what are your school and all.
Okay. So this delete after output. So it's like a good habit to select it, right?
Yes, yes. But
Okay.
yeah, depends on organization.
Okay.
Everything you're maintaining here, it depends
Mhm.
upon organization. In the initial,
Yes.
you will get like what exactly they have,
Mhm.
things they which they are keeping. So here also you
Mhm.
can change, like you can plus, you can see the other options.
Yeah.
It depends like initial name, academic, nickname, and
Mhm.
everything.
Mhm.
It depends upon organization what they want. Then parameter. If you want to provide default values to something, so
Mhm.
parameter will help you. Like if you have a cost center and for that user, if you, that user is going to work only for that organization company, the company code is 1,000. If
Mhm.
user is going to is only for that 1,000 company, you can provide it from here. If plant is that 1,000, then for plant we have workers, for company it's workers. I mean for plant and company for here.
Mhm.
You can provide that value. I think it's not useful with this. Mm, so for because you can directly provide. Yeah. This is one parameter. From here you can set. From here you can see what exactly how many screen you want to be show to user. So from
Mhm.
this profile we can see. So it's autofill. So basically parameter fills the autofill data. So whatever you want to don't like if you want any data, like every time you do, if you don't want to apply the same filter, you have same filter. And if you don't want to apply the same filter, same plan, seeing everything, the initial what exactly data you need for data extraction. So if
Mhm.
you don't want that, you can mention all that things here, ID and respective what values you want to set. Then the next time, from next time, you will get the data directly. You no need to apply the filter. The parameter helps you to fill the data autofill. And in
Mhm.
Fury, they usually ask how you provide data to user efficiently. So
Mhm.
from
Yeah.
and then almost in my previous project, they used to provide the roles, complete list of roles. If you
Mhm.
have a concept of composite role like persona, we call it
Mhm.
as a persona. So only the name is sufficient if it's a buyer. So you need to select the buyer for a role for that composite role, and you can assign it. So all the related roles get single role get automatically added.
Okay.
Yeah. From like function also you can identify. So,
Mhm.
but they provide. The role they provide. Usually they provide.
Yeah.
Or else they can provide the reference user. If, Like if you got any request, so just create user and they'll given mail address, mail ID, not anything else. And you can ask for the reference user. So reference user provide the roles.
Okay. And like how can we check the user like access violation? Like violation, how can we check? Because if there is one role which consists of 2, 3 activities, but that user should have only 2 activities, access of 2 activities only, like example, create, modify, and delete. So he should have only access of create and modify, not the delete. But the role which we have assigned will give him or her the access of all 3 things. Then how we will check that? Like,
So from GRC, you can check that there is an option for simulation.
okay, okay.
From there, you can check.
So like every time when I'm creating user, once the user is created, I need to go and check if it is creating any violations.
No, no, not needed. Here, if it is a GRC, then GRC itself means all the things. It take care about that. If you're doing
Okay.
any manual thing, if you're assigning any role to user manually, then obviously you need to check if it is violating anything.
Okay.
Okay, so access there. In access management, it's a GRC screen. So you have here user level simulation. Click on that now. It will give you the complete what exactly you want, whether you want to add role, remove role for this system. So you can check it from there.
Okay. I think this will be covered when we will start GRC. So
Yeah,
if it is
it
not
will get
working, we
covered in.
can continue. Yeah, we
Mm.
can continue
So
with the SAP.
in one of my project, we don't use to use the means we haven't had the GRC. So
Okay.
then in that case, we had created one Excel based SOD.
Okay.
So from there we used to
Mhm.
check with them to violation. So whenever we are testing role now, it is so like we have different kind of audits.
Mhm.
With the composite roles, they may avail this rule should not be with us. That's why we take approval
Mhm.
from our role owners whenever we are assigning any role to user. We never assign role by our own to user. We can just suggest that this is the role which having complete authorization with user name. She said if we have 5 to 6, we got the 5 to 6 we use the roles and if you get confused which role need to assign to user because we never sit with business. We don't know what exactly user is going to do,
Mhm.
whether he need that things or not. You can suggest the role name. The approver will provide the approval.
Okay.
But in some particular transaction which create SOD, we usually never assign that key code to the normal rows.
Mhm.
The critical key codes usually available in the critical rows only.
Okay.
Like basis related key codes, it's never available with normal.
Mhm.
Like SCC code, it's transactions for client administration. We never assign client administration key code to any row except this. These were normal checks, but yeah, as per on authorization object level, you
Mhm.
can run it from a GRC user
Mhm.
level simulation, and if you're running, if you like same thing, if you're adding in authorization or key code to a role, so
Mhm.
that time also you can do the role level. Okay. I add this equal to whether it's creating links with your vision. We are removing anything. So at that time also you can do.
Mhm.
So roles and profile. Here we have different standard profile. Mm. So like if you want to check what if you have request for creating a background job, sorry, background user, and if they don't know what kind of access that user is going to need. So for that means usually we never provide SAP all to any user, to system user
Yes.
as well. So for that you can do one thing, you can create user with
Mhm.
SAP all, you can activate trace on that, and
Mhm.
you can ask the team to perform that whatever activity they want. And then you can extract that trace report, and as per that whatever authorization object, key codes, RFCs are getting to, you can mention that to your PXC0. Then assign that role to user and remove the profile.
Oh,
This
yes.
is a way you can avoid assigning a SQL to any user. So
Mhm.
from here, logon data, you have different kind of user types, like system, communication, preference, and service. So for dialog, okay, I will cover it next. Yes. So then it's group. We can provide group from two places. One is here, and second is here. If your user is part of multiple groups, if it is a part of, if someone is doing multi techno functional, if it is from basis and MM both, then you can maintain what is the main group here and another group here. So mainly we use this only. If only
Okay.
1% people uses this.
Mhm.
Our works end with this profile. Suppose that we usually never do anything. The personalization things get automatically assigned from role. Then licensing data. So whenever we are creating user, you can mention the licensing, what exactly licensing is. So
Okay.
at the time of auditing also only we use it. And if it is a reference user, then it will get automatically assigned. And default
Okay.
license, whenever we are creating, it gets created. So once everything already data we have covered, you can save, user will be created.
I
Here I
think
have not
this
provided initially
initial
basic
password.
password.
Yeah, this license data, I think when we do the license optimization and everything, it is really important. If the user
Yes.
doesn't have license data, then like we need to do the entire activity of like if it is still present in the system or not. And if yes, then have a appropriate license data to that
Yeah.
user.
So reference
Yeah.
user helps here. If someone has provided
Mhm.
reference user, then the whatever license it's having, it gets automatically assigned to that user.
Mhm.
So it depends upon our organization. If you
Yes.
have very big organization, then obviously you will
Mhm.
have so many types of license. If it's
Yes.
smaller, it's only maybe one license, and you can set it as a default.
Mhm. Yeah.
Means you know what exactly you need to assign. So that it's not much. So we have done with creation. Now, if you want to change anything, go to the change mode and you can change whatever you want. Then save it. Then back. If you want to see only display, so it's recommend if whenever you want to see any data, never go to change mode. Just go to the
Mhm.
display mode and see if you want to only see the data.
Yeah.
Just go to the display mode, never to the change mode. Yeah, this also will change with you.
Mhm.
For deletion, there's enter the username and click on delete and copy. Yes, here I want to copy. You can copy and here you from which user you want to
Mhm.
copy to next, and here you can select what exactly. Here you can see the license data.
Mhm.
Whenever you do the copy, these things get copied. So address data, it's not default. These are the default thing. Like
Mhm.
you can copy the role, you can copy the group, but address is like username and email ID is for
Mhm.
it's specific to user. So if you
Yes.
want, like if you have any user, like they are from if they are from same department, you can copy that address data like, to avoid to add the functional details
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
it's common functional details. And you can directly change the username and mail ID over here and your work will get done. Then if you want to log, unlock, it happens from here. You can lock user once you lock, it's administrative lock. And if you want to change password, from here you can change the password of the user.
Yes.
If it is the initial password, means user has never logged on, login this.
Mhm.
From then we have to take that. Mm,
So like I have created one user and the auto-generated password, like generated password I have provided, but the user has not logged on for 1 month. And now if he again sends a request to reset password, and I got the message, the initial password or a message, then how should I go? Like whether I should
like
reset his
yes,
password?
it's
Yeah.
different. Like some organization has only 5 days for using the initial password. 5 days, 30 days. Suppose that
Mhm.
if user haven't logged in, then initial
Mhm.
password also get expired.
Okay.
There is a
So
validity
in
for the initial password. So post that
Mhm.
it get expired. So if user has not logged in for 2 months, obviously you need to reset the password.
So if he or she has not logged on for 1 month, we say, and I got request, then I need to directly reset his password and send it the new
Yes,
password, right?
yes, yeah, right.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Because user, if someone else has asked, then obviously no. If user itself is asking, then there is no
Mhm.
harm.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
usually we never do password reset because service desk do
Yes. Yes.
password reset and all user unlock stuff.
Mhm.
It's not for the security. Mostly in 99%, we never got that kind of purpose. Password reset and user unlock. If we set and we do that,
Mhm.
then your complete day will go because
Yeah.
it's huge amount of requests which you got for
Mhm.
password reset.
True.
So I'm
Like,
gonna here
yeah.
have maintained the theoretical part,
Mhm.
like what is the use of address data, logon data. You can go through it and we can discuss it in tomorrow's session. I just,
Okay.
just repeat everything you should take care. You
Mhm.
can same you can read and do the practice at the same time. Okay. Then user types. So we have 5 types of user in our system. One is dialogue. So for the dialogue user means the actual business users. So you are going to use that. So we call it as a dialogue user. Means we will go dialogue user with the dialogue user. You can log into SAP UI and do the password reset and all things. Internal user is all logon including internal user. Normal dialog user is used by one person and it has sessions. So in my previous organization, it was like if I had login with the user and if
Mhm.
I want to log in same in the same system, if I want to log in, then there was two options: continue with this logon or terminate, or continue login with this session. You don't terminate the other session. So that
Mhm.
was six. We can open the six session. So here in my current organization, it is not like if you continue, then only you can have only one means at the one time, you can only log in with one user.
Mhm.
Once it's one
Okay.
other get automatically closed. Means there is no possibility.
Mhm.
What I, means we used to provide test user to in my previous organization, and 6 user can do the testing at a time because there were not parameter like disable the previous login. So
Mhm.
with the six different, you can use the different six screens with the same user. So normally also we can open 6 screens with the same user. So multiple login is possible. You can change the password like self password reset one per day, one time. Like if you now it's fine, right?
Yeah. 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 No, that's fine.
So the system user with the system user it used for the background processing. So for that we need to set the user type as a system. So whatever password you are mm, setting at the time of user creation, that will be the permanent password for that means until you set the next. So it will be not the so dialog. Whenever we set password for dialog user, it's the initial password. Okay,
Okay.
and whenever we set the password for system user, it's the permanent. Means it was not the initial. It is not the initial password. And dialog login is not possible with the system user. It's only used for RFC connection and any system like a system related things like the printer and all background processing it used. Communication user, it's also dialogue free. Here, if you want to communicate RFC connection with the two system, then in that case, you can use the user type as a communication. You can keep as a system as well, but proper user type is communication. Like if you have multiple for GRT for connection, so whatever RFC are going to create, in that we provide the user type of the system, the user with the user type system. Service user, it's a dialogue user. In that, you can have multiple logins, like large amount. Here we have mm, restriction of 6 logins. Only we can open the 6 screens, but it is not the case with the service. You can use the multiple. If you want in user group, like for SD, if you want to provide only one user, not so many users, then you can use the user type of the service. For group specific, you can provide the user type of the service. If you want any user for the any particular group, then it's a service user. Another is a reference. So in our so here in view tab, you can see the reference user.
Yes.
So, if whenever you are creating any user for reference, means every time you are going to refer that user. If you have like if you have any users like mostly in US, they need for my current organization, it is like they need particular set of rules to be available to the user. Like they check whether the user is US citizen or not, and the common user rule, like whatever the common transaction which needs to be available, so that get assigned. So in that we have created one user, a reference user as per the region. Like for Mexico, we have one. For Canada, we have for US. So as per the American states, we have created different reference users because we had different set of authorization. We need to assign to user. So if it is a Mexican user, so there is no need to assign the same role again and again. If we just provide the Mexico reference user, so user will directly role get directly assigned to the user.
Okay.
And advantage of using is like we have a limitation of profile which we can assign to the user. If it exceed to that, then in that case also you can use the reference user. So whatever means you get the combined like two users profile you can use with one. So if it is you can if you provide the reference user, then you can access use the authorization of this user and whatever you are having with your role. So you can use that. You can never log in with the reference user. It's only used for the reference purpose only, not to any other purpose.
So the reference users can be multiple?
Mostly when we provide it. Here we don't have option for multiple. Let's see. No, it's only one. Only one we can provide.
Okay.
So all 5 types of users. In the initial interview question, they ask if you are fresher, then they ask whether the user type, with which user dialog login is possible, with which not. What is user preference users? So they will ask you for the reference user usage, how you can take the advantage of your user type preference. Okay, then the SAP profiles. So whatever standard profiles each SAP has provided. So here SAP all. If you have provided SAP all to any user, then you will never face any authorization issue. It contains all the authorization which needed, which are available in that particular system. So SAP all contain everything. Like for whenever we create any new system, set up a new system, so we don't know what exactly we need. So we don't want to face any authorization issue in
Hmm.
the system, or like basis and security people has that habit. Usually basis they don't want to face any authorization issue. So
Hmm.
if the system with them, like if they are the only one who are going to use in the initial phase of implementation, they use to assign the SAP all to their own user ID. So
Okay.
SAP will contain all the authorizations available in the system and SAP new. So whenever upgrade happens, so whatever the new authorization object SAP has released in that upgrade, it's available with the SAP new profile. So SAP new plus SAP all, it's contain all the authorizations which are available in the system. So we never provide this. These are the critical. You can consider it as a critical. So audit critical profile. If someone asks you what are the
Hmm.
audit critical profiles, so these are SCP or SCP new. Then S underscore A dot whatever it's going to come. So that are the critical profiles. Then it's user all. So it contain all the authorizations related to user administration, user and authorization administration. Here we have different kind. It's your task. Just give me the list of all the profile which comes under S underscore A dot, and I will explain you what are the profile and how that works. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Then standard users. So whenever we create any SAP system, how we are going to log into that system. So SAP Star is a standard user with which we log in. So it has a password. So three users, SAP Star, DDK and early watch. It has their different usage. SAP
Hmm.
Star like available in client 0000001 and 066. With newer release, S4 we don't have this 006 client concept. We only have client 000 and 001. SCP star available with all client. DBK is only with 000 and 001. Early watches for 066. So here from Xcode you can see it's not needed. We don't have any concept for client 006 with Xcode. So
So
it's
yeah. So like what exactly this 066 and everything like clients, it has some meaning or it just like clients?
I used for early watch. I also don't remember at the time what
Oh,
we needed.
okay,
But yeah,
okay,
it's a purely basis related. We don't
okay,
need this.
okay.
So initially we log in with SAP Star user. So
Hmm.
SAP with SAP Star authorization, no authorization check will work because it's a hard coded user. So whatever access is having, it's hard coded. So it's not you can say authorization check. It's visible for this user. So
Hmm.
whatever you want to perform, you can perform it. So initial password is passed for using this. In the standard installation has the password. This password is also available for the SAP. This also you can use. So pass and this 060719992. This is the password. Two password for SP star. But initial
Okay,
password is this one. You can
okay.
reset. Once you log in, you can reset the password. So it's
Hmm.
recommended to whenever basis team log in, they should change that password. If SAP star is active in your system, and then it should not have pass as a standard. The
Hmm.
SAP star user should not have a standard password. It should be customized.
Okay,
And with your there is one control of audit control like SAP star should not be active in your regular system. It's a new if it is a new installation, it's okay. But if it is an older system, then you should disable the SAP star user in your system.
okay,
Okay. Then these are the theoretical part for SAP star. You can go through it
okay.
and turn of special status of SAP. Here, from here you can see turn of that SAP star user. Log on no automatic user SAP star. So automatic default password and login you can disable it from here from parameters. So basis if they set the particular value for that, then they
Okay.
cannot use the SAP star.
Okay. So like in parameter tab, we need to go and enter this
No, not
parameter.
our parameter, it's a basic
Yeah.
RZ10 parameter.
Okay.
It's not our, but their parameter. So they can
Mhm.
set. Uh,
Okay.
And also we can do one thing. If they were still using it entity star, then you just need to go. You need to set the parameter value and go to S01, delete entity star, recreate and lock it.
Mhm.
So in that way also you can secure it.
Okay.
So you just go through this theoretical part.
Mhm.
So DDIC also the same password is this one. You can check every theoretical thing. Then parameters. So whatever password parameter, length and particular things, if you want to keep as alphanumeric and all, it gets
Mhm.
set from so particular parameters. So length, expiry time. So here, log on
Mhm.
expiry time. So whatever, like if you in our organization, we have every for 3 months we need to set reset our password. So that thing is get set from here in
Okay.
SQL.
Yeah.
So you need to if you set the duration as a 60 days. So once you set your password, then for 60 days, it the system will ask you for this password reset.
Mhm.
Hmm. So length you can set it from here. These are the important parameters in interview. For some they ask, and as a security consultant, you should also aware like for audit, what are the parameters,
Mhm.
what are the values, whether it's proper or not. Then for like there are minimum length like three. It's minimum length should be available for password, and maximum you can. I think 20 till 20 you can keep it,
Mhm.
and whatever the default parameter is available in the profile default PFL. Then is minimum digits, minimum letters, minimum special characters, minimum. So you can provide it from here. I think yes, here from here digital digit with 1 2 3 4. Then letters, then special character, uppercase, lowercase, length. So these
Mhm.
are the parameters for this for setting the values for here.
Mhm.
For means customizing your parameter
Okay.
password.
Passwords.
So another thing is what are the password which should not be get used. So illegal password. So all the password prohibited password entries are available in USR 40. It's important every time in interview they ask. USR 40. It contains the password which should not be set by user, like 1 2 3 4. This should not be the password. A dot 1 2 3 4. This should not be
Mhm.
the password. So whatever, like India at the rate 1 2 3. Most of people has habit to keep that India at the rate 1 2 3 for
Mhm.
Indian. It's country specific. So
Yeah.
your name as a password. Like if you have user ID as ABCD, then password should not be the ABCD.
Mhm.
So whatever the entry which you don't want that user should use, you can maintain in this table. It contain all
Mhm.
the prohibited password. Limiting logon attempts and setting up the client. So for limiting, so how many, like we have default, like if you enter the password 3 times, the your that session will get closed, and mostly it will provide you another 2 attempts to log in. So 5 attempts.
Okay.
For first it's five, three, then again two.
Okay.
So attempt and all things you can set it from here. Failed to season end, so this. Then failed to user lock. So post how many attempts the user should get locked. So that value you can keep as a 4 2 3, whatever you want. And logging and system client. So default client, what should be the default client? So with our system it's 200. If you
Mhm.
have multiple system, if you have multiple clients to your system, then you can set any one client as a default for login. So in which user are going to frequently, in which user the database is more, you can keep that client as a default client. So the from parameter, you can set the default client. You can customize everything. So
Okay.
what you can
S-
keep the information and all
Yeah.
in that
Uh,
you have visited.
Okay. So all these login and password related like changes which we have explained. So from where and how we can do it? Like from where we can do all these settings?
From RJ10, you need to, this is the default, common default field. So from here, this is file, and you can directly, RJ10, you can directly enter the parameter. I
Mhm.
think RJ11, you can directly enter the parameter, and you can go to the change mode, and you can check the values or change the values. And this is the complete file which contains these parameters. default PFI.
Okay. Okay. RZ11, right? Yeah, got it.
But access to RZ10 and RZ11, it's with here profile default you can give here, and then you can see. Right? Parameter name you can directly give here and you can see the value. So we have different type of parameter name. You means usually we ask the system to provide
Okay.
whatever
Okay.
the default parameter we are having. So this parameter, these are the values. So kernel default. So some are instance specific. Suppose if some parameters, once we said that you need to do the system restart, means SAP restart, then only this gets saved. So kernel parameter plus parameter. So as per that we set.
Oh,
I think for whatever parameter which we are having, system restart is needed.
okay. Okay. Okay.
It's completely under basis. You just need to provide the parameter what exactly you want to set, and they will take the all the needed approval, and on the maintenance we can they will set the values. If system restart needed, then they will do it on maintenance we can, because we cannot restart SAP system as per our old need. On the maintenance we can only we can restart the system. So then to SC56. So these done with the logon user creation. So where exactly, from where we can know what exactly access user is having, so where it gets stored. So buffer, it get available in user buffer. User buffer is just like a bucket in which whatever you are having is available over there. You can check it. Okay. So from user buffer, you can identify what are the authorization is available with the user. And here from when you run SE56, you will get the username, system, date, instance, then authorization objects, client time, and parameter or buffer to profile parameter for this. And whatever here the number. So this user is having authorization for these many authorization 196. If you have assigned any role to user, and if it is not getting reflected in user's buffer, then user cannot access that. So you need to go here is the option for in more reset authorization buffer. So if you click on that, then complete authorization system refetch every authorization from that user's roles and profile. So this Pro C56 contain all the authorizations available with the user. So whatever this is also important for your interviews.
Yes. So in like practical scenario where actually we use this SU56, like when it is a requirement to use this SU56.
Right. Whenever you assign any new people, any new role to user, it's recommended to you reset the buffer. But system also has some parameters so that buffer get refresh automatically. If it is not getting refreshed, then you can need to do it manually. Whatever data you are getting see in SOI, so it's from here only. It's from user.
Okay.
So this is a container of user. It's a complete bank. So here authorization is available. So you can see it from here only. So in the role, you're just going to get the role name. But here you have actual authorization object. what are the
Mhm.
values. So if I run SU01, then system comes to my buffer, check whether the SU01 access is available or not. Means first it check whether user is valid or not, whether it's allowed to use that transaction, means transaction is available or not. No, sorry. User is valid or not, transaction is locked or not. If it is a
Mhm.
locked transaction, it is not go to the authorization check. If it is SU01 is locked, then you cannot use that. You need to
Mhm.
use another one, any variant for SU01. Then if it is
Mhm.
T code is not locked, then it comes to buffer, check whether is T code is user is having authorization for T code or not. If that check is successful, means user has access to this T code, then it comes to authorization object. It's having authorization for that particular authorization object or not. Then only you can see the screen, what your transactions.
Okay.
So then in SUIM, so do you want directly PFCG role creation or what? So from user side, I had done. We can do this. You can share me your screen and you can create some users. You want? I think you have created that user stuff. Then we don't need that. But if you want, then you can create.
Okay. So right now, actually, I have logged in for my office laptop to Zoom. So on my
Okay.
personal laptop, I'll try to create user and everything. And in
Mhm.
case I have any issues or queries in that, I'll like get in touch with you or ask you in the next session. Hope this works. From next
Okay.
time, I'll be from my personal laptop only. But because of
Mhm.
some technical glitch, I was unable to log on from my
Okay.
personal.
So next one thing I want to cover is how to check the system. You are logging to system, so but what system you are logging? It's BW or it's HR or
Mm-hmm.
GRC, how you will know. So for that, you may be aware, but for you need to go to here in the wherever you have more, go to more option, then system, then status. So from any transaction you can navigate to this. Then this is
Mm-hmm.
the product version. So this is your client username, log with which language you are logging. So number of
Mm-hmm.
failed attempts. So last time 3 times someone has logged in with failed attempts 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Then like previous logon when happens, time, system time, time zone, in what is your database, the database related things are available, what is your host, so it's a Linux based system, and in which transaction you are currently, exam session, and in the initial screen of SAP, it's a session manager. So these details you will get from here, and here from SAP data product version. So from here you can know what type of system it is. So here we have all the software component version. So basis is 752. It's a latest system. So it's advantage for you. Everything is here you're having it with the latest version. So here we have SAP GWFND frontway, sorry, gateway foundation. Then it's your GRC plugin. So if you have GRC FND underscore A means it's your GRC system. And it's business, it's also BW system. So from here you can check the product version. So here about Fury is Fury 1 with support pack 05. It's the newest version of Fury. It's 2020. Then access control is version is 12, and Fury front end server is also 2020. So whatever Fury ring related thing is the latest version. It's not 1909. It's
Mm-hmm.
09. It's month
Yeah.
and it's a year. So September 2019, 1909, here it's a 2020. If it is a
Mm-hmm.
1909 means 2019, and 09 is the month. 1809 means 2018, 09 is the
Oh,
month.
yeah.
So from here we can identify the system details. Now there is also one concept called Unicode system. So it's a Unicode system. So we have multiple languages in which we can develop.
Mm-hmm.
Converting that, we also have one concept called Unicode. So the code we convert it to another language. So it's a Unicode system. So Unicode is available here. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a good system. Yeah. So it's a very good system if you want to do any explore theory things, GLC, it's very good system. They will ask you how to check the version of theory. Means it depends upon interview. They can ask you. Yeah.
Oh.
So, here, how to check the product version and
Mhm.
then we can see what exactly version of theory you are using.
Yeah.
Yes, the system, but yeah, for extra also you can check. Do you want to see extra system?
Okay.
How to check the G for the extra system? I have habitually entered at the password. In GRC, you were seeing differently. The product version was here. In here, HANA on premises. On-prem. It's not a cloud system. It's on-prem system released with 109 2019 September.
Mhm.
And your front-end server is this one. So from here you can get this information, okay? Whether it's HANA or not. From here. It's or HANA on. So it's very important for all the systems which are theory based. You need to aware what exactly product version you're having. And for that only you can add any app. Okay.
Okay.
Any question? As of today, everything was theoretical.
No, I think
From tomorrow we can
uh, no questions yet. I will like do all like try running all the transactions which we have done today, and
yeah,
in
check the
case
parameters, their
yes,
values.
yes. So I'll note down whatever doubts I have and discuss in the
Yeah.
next.
I will share this with Aditi and Aditi will share this PPT with you. Just go through the theoretical part. Like if you don't
Yes,
want to
yes.
read each and everything, it will be
Yeah,
better
yeah,
for
yeah,
you.
sure.
You just go through, let me know if you have it.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, then Aditi, we can close for today. I will share this PPT with you. You can share it. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So, Aditi, just let me know when we are going to have the next session.
Tomorrow same thing for me.
Okay,
What about
okay.
you?
Yeah,
Next
yeah,
time
yeah.
is a,
No,
I
no
think it's a good
problem.
time. Means we don't have to work for our.
Yes, yes, no one to disturb, and like we, an entire day, like we can like if we are having session in the morning, so in rest of the day I can work on it
Yes,
or
yes.
like
Yeah.
do the practical thing. So yes, this time works for me.
Yeah, I will just have whatever you want to know, or like different things. Just keep that with you so that we
Y-
can discuss.
Yes, yes,
Okay?
yes, definitely. Yeah, yeah.
Because if I keep my agenda, then maybe it's fit for you. I don't know. So
Mhm.
if you have any different way of learning, then let me know. We can go in that way.
Yes, sure, sure. I think next 2, 3 sessions we will get the idea like how we are going to
Yeah, yeah.
like have it.
It's a
Yes, and
yeah, completely.
yeah,
It was the theoretical.
yeah,
So
yeah.
next, I want to cover the management system.
Okay,
First, we will from tomorrow we will cover the user creation, role creation. It's completely our normal ECC authorization. Then we
okay,
can go to our transport management or then our advanced topic of security. Okay.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So if you have any scenarios, then keep it
Mm,
ready. I will also
mm.
try to create, or else we just go to the user creation and let's see
Okay,
how
okay.
it
Yeah,
goes. Okay. Check one
yes.
transaction. Let's see. create some users tomorrow, every type of user, and then each and every type of user. So keep your system ready so that mostly
Yes,
you
yes,
will
yes.
try to do it with your system.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Else
Sure,
I
sure.
will share my control. I
Sure.
can do it.
Tomorrow I'll be ready with the system.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks so much.
Okay.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. And same to you.